welcome back. We are playing Far Cry on Realistic. I am Hampooch, and we are just jumping right into it. This is the hallway that plagued my existence the first time I played this game on Realistic a few months ago. This was really, really hard for me. Notably because there's just no cover in that room ahead, and these guys have riot shields, which makes them very tricky to kill. They also have really good guns. They're just very heavily armored. They're a pain in the ass. And they can kill you quite quickly. So I'm doing really well here. I've got quite a few guys dead. I am quite pleased. I can't use my box, unfortunately. Maybe I'll make a bonus video if I can get the box to unstick. Then, I'm just doing really good. There's only a couple guys left. And then, I make a big mistake. As I always do. Don't do it, Jack. Don't do it. Reloading at the worst possible time. So, we cut ahead, and they're all dead now. I was just counting the guys in this room. I believe I counted about 8. There was about 8 guys that I've killed in this area. And the only reason it's just so tricky is because there's just really no cover whatsoever. That being said, this playthrough on Realistic is a lot easier than when I played a couple months ago on Realistic. I guess it's just because I know I know relatively what's going to come and what I'm going to need, and what guns are worth it and what guns aren't. Although I do have the rocket launcher with me right now, and normally I don't bother with that weapon. But it will save my ass this video.
When you get to the control panel, reverse the main flow. That will cause a major cascade and destroy the regulator core.
I'll take your word for it. What was that?
And that little voice clip there of Doyle didn't sound like Doyle at all to me. I don't know what the deal was. I don't know if Doyle, the voice actor, was just sick that day and they had to get some kind of substitute, because that one little clip just did not sound at all like Doyle. Did not sound nearly sassy enough to be the Doyle that I know and love. And so when I entered this room the first time, I knew I was gonna hate my life again. Because this is the other hardest part of the game for me.
Great work, Jack. Main power is down. I'm moving into the archive. When I come out, I'll be using one of the ventilation shafts. It should be easy for me to find you on my way out. Stay in the shaft, keep your head down, and wait for me there.
Finally, a suggestion I can agree with. I'm real good at staying put and waiting. Did you hear that?
So I'd forgotten that the 2 hardest places in the game for me were back to back. For some reason I thought this little courtyard area was much later. But nope, it is right here. And this is the dual helipad area where 2 dropships drop down a ton of really heavily armored and armed guys. There's only, I think, about 4 or 5 guys in the courtyard right now, but the dropships come very quickly. And these guys basically stall you until the dropships drop their payload of dudes. And then you get fucked by a lot of dudes. Just a big gang fuck of dudes. And there they are, dropping down the first load. And this is where I realize I'm probably fucked. So once those guys drop down, you either gotta kill them real quick, or just pray to God.
It's you!
Because they're pretty mean. I get pretty lucky here, and I think I'm doing well. I think I'm gonna actually win this. And then my health gets down to like nothing. And I thought I actually killed myself with a grenade that time, even though the grenade was so far away. But no, I think that guy actually shot me just as the grenade went off. So this took so many attempts. And then I realized I have a rocket launcher. I might be able to trivialize this entire encounter if I can shoot those dropships. But the trick is I have to kill these guys before I can shoot the dropships, because otherwise these guys will kill me. And this attempt, I was too late. So I thought maybe I can just brute force it. And this is why those guys are so dangerous. There's nowhere to really hide. Even in this room, they just charge in and fuck you up. Like this. I can see on the map, they're coming. And yeah, they just charge right in and just destroy you. The shotgun kind of sucks in your hands, but in the hands of the mercenaries, the shotgun is one of the worst they can have. So here we go. I wisen up. I use the rocket launcher. Too much regaling. And the physics on these dropships is terrible, and I laugh. That is just so wonky. So broken. I like the splash sound effects too. I don't really know where the water was that stuff was falling into, but whatever. So I can't believe I just made this whole courtyard section super easy, because that's all there was. There's like 4 or 5 guys in it, and then they drop down about 8 or 9. And you can see just how many guys there are over here, and they all have armor and really good guns.
I'm moving out now, Doyle. See you and Val on the outside.
So I figure I'll just go around a bit and just loot the bodies. Happy day. First time I played this game, I didn't have a rocket launcher at this point, so I had to do this with just guns. It was really tough. I love those guys.
Jack, can you hear me? Jack?
Yeah, I'm here. What is it?
Jack, the area's full of Trigens. Looks like they're mutating humans, not just animals. Don't come down here. It's far too dangerous. What's...
Doyle, what are you gonna do? You can't just leave her down there to die.
There aren't a whole lot of options, Jack. Hell, she's halfway across the island from you.
Can you lead me to her?
I can give it a shot.
Right then. I'm going in.
Oh, Jack. Sometimes you do make me smile with your Rambo attitude. You gotta save the damsel. But I really like the cutscene there. It just shows off. It's kind of how silly the other Trigen are. Their big, what's it called? Glasgow smile. Anyways, when they hold up the gun, it's just good. Good times. Spokesman from the NRA. That is the wrong gun to use against these guys. The silence gun just doesn't seem to cut it. Man, they suck. So I'm not sure what the name of the other Trigen are. The human ones, I mean. The guys with the assault rifles in that cutscene. I think the game just refers to them as trained Trigen. And here's some steam that I have to shut off before I can get past this area. So anyways, the game just refers to them as trained Trigen, I think. Just Trigen soldiers. I don't even know. And then of course we have the monkeys, which are the melee ones. And then we have the big ones, which we will see later in this video. We saw in the cutscene a bit. They're called Fat Boys. They're not so fun. They come in 2 distinct varieties. So I just cut back a little bit to... God, that's such a weird sound effect when I shoot crates. Anyways, I just cut back a bit to a previous room. We have to shut that steam off before we can progress. So that is our goal right now. Very simple. There's not a whole lot to it. There is no way to reach anywhere up top in this room from down here. We just gotta shut the steam off. from this valve. We'll be coming back to this room in a bit, but for now, since there's nothing else to do, I'm just cutting. And we are over here again, where the steam was. These guys in the hazmat suits, they're really tough to kill. Well, they're not tough to kill, I mean, they do quite a bit of damage and they're really accurate. They're just a tough enemy for fucking scientists wearing hazmat suits. You would think they would be just as easy and shitty as the engineers, but they have good guns and they do quite a bit of damage. It's kind of surprising. A whole bunch of vent crawling here, which sucks because it forces you to go quite slow. So we're back in this room. I wouldn't exactly call this platforming or a platforming puzzle, it's just getting from A to B in a kind of convoluted way. So we need to get to the top here and hit another switch to kill some more steam, and that's it. Once we hit the switch though, a couple enemies spawn, some Trigen. Which is really weird, they spawn in this room, because they can't actually get to you. I mean, I guess, supposedly they could eventually, somehow. One of them just falls right off the edge and kills himself. I think that's pretty silly. And I'm trying to get the other one to do it too, but I almost fall off quite a few times. Yeah, I don't really know why they bother spawning two Trigen in this room once you hit that valve, because they can't really get to you. I mean, I guess if you hit the valve and immediately jump down, they're gonna fuck you up, but that would just be dumb. These Trigen also look a little bigger than the very first ones we saw in the game, but that just might be my imagination. They look more muscly. I'm not actually sure if there's two different kinds of the melee Trigen. Oh, and I didn't talk about this gun yet. This is one of my other favorite guns. This basically replaces the assault rifle we had. It uses the same type of ammo, which is good because it's a different kind of ammo than the P90 and the silenced gun. So I'll basically be using this gun for the rest of the game if possible. This one, the P90, the silenced MP5, and either a rocket launcher or a sniper rifle are pretty much my go-to weapons for the game. Sniper rifle's kind of... it's not too important just because this gun has such a good scope on it too. And the sniper rifle, while it has a massively better scope, I mean the hit scan, this game, because it's so hit scanny, it doesn't really matter if you can zoom in more. Like if you can put that 1 pixel crosshair onto a target, you can hit it. And since the target turns red when you do hit it, it's easy to tell if you do hit something. So. I also learn how much I like rocks in this this area of the game. I never bothered with them before. I don't really think they're good for stealth, but they're good for luring guys out to you. I don't think that's very stealthy. I think it's just, instead of shooting bullets, throw something and make them hear you. This fucking elevator. God, this fucking elevator.
Suck this! I'll take you down!
What the fuck, elevator? I'm so confused, it just automatically goes up. So, gotta hit it to go back down. And there's a little delay on hitting it once it rises. So you can't immediately just hit it and go back down again. You gotta wait for a bit, which is rather annoying. Because it's pretty much the only cover in this little section. So you gotta stay in it. This poor dead mercenary. So this fucking elevator gives me so much trouble. Just keeps going back up. There's a fan leading into the void of nothing. God, they kill you so fast. And looking at this guy, he does kind of look less muscly to me. He looks less beefy than other Trigens I was seeing. But, again, it could just be my imagination. Oh, I had quite a few deaths in this area too. And another reloading kills me again. See, I'm trying something different here. I haven't used these before. These are the grenades, the grenade launcher attachment on this new gun. And frankly, they suck, because that Trigen took like two direct grenades, and it didn't do shit to them. So fuck that. So here's where I use rocks quite a bit to lure them out, because I know there's a ton of guys down there.
I'm on it.
And if you just wait here long enough, they'll flank you. They will come all the way around, and they will shoot you. So, yeah, like that guy was. He was on his way to come and kick my ass. There's just so many guys in this room. And the next. They're really tough, because they have the helmets and everything. Such a bitch. But again, this is my favorite kind of level. I like this, the indoor kind of crawling through the facilities. It's just fun to me. I love the physics too. It was just so dumb. So here's a lesson in making sure you actually clear something before you investigate
these
shit.
things are huge. What the hell are they?
I've heard some rumors. The Mercs call them Fat Boys. Watch out for them. They're heavily armed.
I kind of figured that part out myself.
Oh shit. Jack, you idiot. Yeah. Well, cut back to having cleared the room, and now I'm just looking at some textures, which I find are pretty cool. That previous attempt kind of made me sad. All that work for nothing. I thought I had it cleared out, but nope. So yeah, these are presumably a different kind of Trigen. I don't think we actually see those kind of guys in the game. There's a few Trigen that we don't see in the game that are kind of... I don't know if they're foreshadowed or what.
These things are huge. What the hell are they?
I've heard some rumors. The Mercs call them Fat Boys. Watch out for them. They're heavily armed.
I kind of figured that part out myself.
Like in a previous episode, Jack saw that one abomination on that operating table. He had that big weird kind of lobster claw hook. And it's not in a game, it's just that one dead guy. He's not an enemy anywhere, I don't believe. So, this was about 5 minutes of me being completely lost. I had no idea where I'm going. Because as you can see on the minimap, there is no blinking dot. No direction pointing me anywhere, so I just kept going in circles there.
Hey, who's
I
that?
love this area. This hallway is just great. And it introduces us to Fat Boys. And this fucking trooper, man, this guy's hardcore. Look at him go. You should really be holding down that thing and just letting loose. So I decide to just relieve him of duty since he's taking too long. And here's the Fat Boy. Arguably one of the most dangerous enemies in the game. Just look how many bullets he's taken. Just look at that. Wow. Yeah, they eat up a lot of bullets. And they have a rocket launcher. Pretty much the worst things in the world. Danger. Highly flammable. Great.
What was that?
Well, it was about this time that old Jack had realized he'd gone and gotten himself into a whole heap of trouble down at the old Krieger place. Whew. I could sure go for some Cripsy right now. Genetically engineered flavor. Oh man, so, this room, this little mess hall. This mess hall becomes a mess. I do not like it. I knew there was Trigen in here, but I'd completely forgotten that there was a bunch of guys. Thankfully, the AI is pretty dumb. Until one of them decides to go bold. I got really lucky. Really lucky. What was that, like 4 Trigen? 3 mercenaries? This could have gone a whole lot worse. Some silly physics, as usual. And some delicious jungle soda. I can't actually read the tagline, but I'm sure it's delicious because it has a lady. And here we have a new magazine, the fully loaded magazine, with a reloading contest in it. Great. Some ketchup bottles, and I think wine, but the texture is too grainy to read, unfortunately. So yeah, the Fat Boys. I believe they can take approximately 100 rounds of ammunition to kill outright, if you just shoot them in the chest. And that's not exaggeration. That's not an exaggeration, I said. Man, that guy's got green hair. Weird. Anyways, yeah, they can take about 100 rounds of an assault rifle to kill. They're just insane. Obviously, it takes much less to kill if you get headshots, which isn't too hard to do because they have a big fucking head. But they are just huge bullet sponges. And they have rockets, which make them very dangerous. They're usually not indoors, but this was our introduction to them, so they had to give us one in a turret to kill easily. But he still wasn't that easy to kill, and we got pretty lucky that he didn't just shoot us with the rocket outright. He missed, and he hit the barrel a couple times. And as I was saying, they're usually not indoors. They're usually enemies that are outside, in the gigantic open maps, and they will snipe you with rockets. And this fucking vent system, so disorienting when you're swimming through it. It's very short and very simple. It's not a maze at all. It's just, I find it really disorienting to know which way is up or down, just because of how you move when you're swimming. So I don't even remember what our goal is. I mean, we shut off the regulator, whatever that meant. And now I guess we're just trying to get out of this complex alive, I'm assuming? I mean, we're trying to rescue Val at this point. But I'm guessing we're just trying to find our way out of here too. So you can hear that stomping around, that's a Fat Boy. And there's a ton of Trigen. And the Fat Boy, just stomping around all throughout this room. We could have gone into the bottom of the room, but that's generally a bad idea for this one, just because they can get down there, but they have a hard time getting up here. so many. And they're quite fast, so it's hard to get a beat on them with a gun. This section can be very tricky. Very, very tricky. However, if you can get down there and lure them into jumping into the tiny little water, they will kill themselves, which is nice.